ToyaJTV. This week I am going to show you and tell you a little bit more information about coloring your relaxed hair. Now, I do not recommend permanent color on your relaxed hair. As a matter of fact, I do not recommend two permanent chemicals, but we'll get into all that during the video. But this is week 2 of the How to Stretch Your Relaxer series. I stretch my relaxers for 6 months, and this is my style for the week because tomorrow is my birthday and I wanted to do something a little curly. Here's the back. It was especially difficult for me to curl that back. Being as short as it is, I guess I did not take that into consideration, which I'm glad I didn't go a little bit shorter in the front because I started to taper it a little bit in the front and then just have the bob. But I'm not gonna bite off more than I can chew because my little teeny tiny flat iron is only but so big. So let's jump right into the video. So first things first, I'm gonna start by taking off my scarf. Now, I just want to make a point to show you guys that even though I'm going to be doing my hair today, I still tie my hair up the day before. A lot of people, when they know they're getting their hair done the next day, they just go to bed. They don't tie it up or anything. Don't do that. Still tie your hair up. So I'm going to be using the Redken system. This is the system that I use in the salon. It is a professional system. So that means professional use only. And most of the time, only professionals can buy this. It has to be mixed up. I do not recommend doing color on your own, even if it's a semi-permanent. And the reason being, by the way, this is a dark red color, and we'll get into that later. But anyway, I don't recommend doing your own color simply because a lot of times, even though you can put it on straight out of the bottle, you don't know what to do if something goes wrong. So I had one client in particular. She was like, I'm just gonna put a black on there. That's simple. I want my hair black. I'm gonna put on a black, rinse. She got it. Her hair turned green. Anytime you do something like that, if your hair turns a different color, you don't know what to do to fix it. You're thinking black covers everything, when in actuality you don't know the undertones of your hair, the undertones of the color that you're using and how those mix together. So that's why I say don't do your own color. But anywho, I let that color sit for about 25-35 minutes. And the only thing this color is going to do, it is not going to lighten my hair. This is what it looks like being rinsed out. It is not going to turn my hair red. As you can see, my hair still looks dark brown. So I'm making sure that I use a clarifying shampoo, which I always use a clarifying shampoo anyway, but definitely after I'm rinsing this out, I'm going to be using the clarifying shampoo just to make sure everything is off of my hair. But the only thing that is going to cover is my gray hair. Those 2 little gray strands that you saw, that's the only thing that's going to cover. So I want to make it a point to show you guys that using a rinse or a semi-permanent color, it does not change your hair color unless you have a whole bunch of gray. Then it will take on that color. For the second shampoo, I'm using the Honey Oat. I like to use the Protein and Strengthening Collection anytime I'm going to be using heat. So that shampoo is infused with just a little bit of protein. I am rinsing very, 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 very well because I want to make sure all of that color is out of my hair. For the conditioner, I'm doing the Honey Glaze. I typically will deep condition and do a reconstructive treatment once a month. And since I got my reconstructive treatment on Relaxer Day, which was 2 weeks ago, I probably will do, the next thing I do will be a deep conditioning treatment next week. And then the week after that, we'll do the reconstructive treatment again. So I'm rinsing, okay? Yeah, you want to rinse that color out until it's clear. If you're still seeing color in that water, you need to keep rinsing. I do like to also always add a leave-in conditioner right after I condition. That just adds an extra layer of moisture and softness to the hair. This is how you get all of that body in your hair when you layer the products, but layer them correctly. You don't want to use too much or that will make your hair heavy. And then I just comb through, mold my hair down like how I want to wear it. I'm not going to be using any rollers this time simply because I'm going to be curling it, and the curl will give it the volume that I need. If I was going to be wearing my hair straight, I would put a few rollers in the top since it's, so freshly relaxed to give it that volume. I use the Whipped Honey foam wrap to set my hair, and really with it being pretty much still a fresh relaxer, this is not required. but I just do it so much that it's a habit now. But it just lays the edges and the roots down so easily. It doesn't harden the hair. It doesn't leave a residue. It doesn't flake up or any of that. So I just use it at the top, and now I'm headed to the dryer. So at this point, I thought of something funny, and I just couldn't contain myself. I know, but bear with me. This is the Silky Growth Oil. It is the heat protectant that I use, and I only use a drop of this. Again, I use a lot of products, but I layer them in. They all work together, and I layer them in so that they all work together and make the hair super soft, super moisturized, and have all that body and bounce. Now, my hair didn't fully dry under the dryer, so I'm just using the blow dryer on medium speed or medium heat to finish it off. Okay, then after that, I start curling. So you see how I have like just a little bit of body in the top, not very much, but again, once I curl it, you'll see it. And I'm trying to show you here that you cannot see that color. Now, you can't see those grays anymore, but you really can't see that color. And I'm even going to put the light on here. Now, you may see a hue of red when I get like in direct sunlight, but you see how it doesn't change. So a lot of people will think like a rinse will change the color of their hair. It does not. Only semi-permanent color does that. And with semi-permanent color, it's safe enough to get on relaxer day. You can get a semi-permanent color every week if you wanted to. It will not damage your hair. It only covers gray or adds depth and dimension to your hair. So like if your hair is a light color, it can darken your hair, but it does not lighten your hair at all. I do not recommend getting two permanent colors. So I would never lighten my hair and have a relaxer. Not saying that you can't do that, but when you do that, it causes the hair to be much weaker and to be more prone to breakage, more prone to of course, it looks great when you first get it done, but over time, if you don't keep up with that maintenance, which there is a lot of maintenance in order to keep up with that, and most people don't. That's why I don't even offer two permanent chemicals. If you have relaxed hair, I don't offer color, and if you have color, I'm not offering a relaxer. I always encourage my clients, pick one. So if you pick one, normally your hair will be the healthiest, but two chemicals, they do not play nice together. They just don't. It'll look good for a couple of weeks, and then you'll start seeing that breakage, that shedding, and all of that. And then you're like, that color took my hair out. And then a lot of y'all do both of these chemical services on your own. That's just, red flags all around, child. Don't do it, okay? So now we gotten past that. Now we're going on to the curling. And at this point right here, I'm thinking to myself, was this a mistake? Because every time you curl it, my hair is already short, okay? Then when I'm curling it, it's even shorter. So I'm questioning myself. If this was a good idea. But at this point, I'm already in there. So I got to see it through. You know what I mean? I got to see it through. So in the back, I always have to use those teeny tiny flat irons, and my Lord, I haven't burned myself yet, but I feel the heat. I feel that steam back there, and you know what I mean? It's a challenge. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't taper the back like I started to, because I don't know how I would have curled it back there, because I could barely grip this part back here. But and this is going to turn out a little bit curlier than I want. What I will normally do is I curl it this tight, and I'll wear it like this just for that day, and then I'll wrap it, and when I unwrap it, it's like perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect. But if I loosely curl it how I want it to look, then it's just gonna fall and be straight. So I always like to curl it tight and then wrap it, and then when I unwrap it, it's perfect. Okay, so tonight, like if you want to keep the curls, do not wrap your hair. A lot of people will say, I wrap my hair and it just goes flat. That's what it's supposed to do. A wrap is making your hair flat. If you want to keep curls, you need to roll your hair or pin curl it. But I like flatter hair. I like more like a wave, more body. I don't like a whole bunch of curl. So I always, when I curl my hair tight, I always wrap it. Always. But if you're wondering why your hair goes flat when you wrap it, is because you're wrapping it. Okay, so if you want curly hair, don't wrap it. It's almost like if you want a lot of curly hair, but then you flat iron it straight. You know what I mean? The flat iron, and you can't blame the flat iron. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So that's another little tip for you. Okay. So at this point, I'm just going all around, and I will come back when I get to the other side, but I'm just coming all the way around to the hair, and because you can't really see what I'm doing in the back. So at this point, I'm almost done. I'm coming around to the side and just finishing that part up, and then I'll show you the finished look. Another thing I wanted to mention is the heat that I'm using. Since I just pretty much got a relaxer, you do not need to use high heat. The relaxer has done the work for you of straightening your hair. So I have this on like 400, and the only reason I have it on 400 is because my hair is coarse and thick. Coarse refers to the diameter of your hair. So the diameter of my hair is large, and I have a lot of them. So I have to use a little bit more heat than normal people. But you can even use it on like 375, 380. It just depends on the texture of your hair. A lot of people say, well, what temperature am I supposed to use it at? It really depends on your hair, because you can have fine hair, but it can be thick. So that means the diameter of your hair is small, but you have a lot of them on your head. Or you can have fine, thin hair. The diameter of your hair is small and you don't have that much hair. You definitely don't need to be using a lot of heat. But if you have coarse or very thick hair, then you can kind of use just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit more heat. But because, like I said, I just got this relaxer, I have the flat iron on what I consider low, and that's like right at 400. Now, as I get deeper off into the stretch, I start to crank the heat up, because once I'm just pretty much silk pressing my hair, then I need to crank it up, because I want to be able to go through my hair with one pass, and that's it. That's how you avoid heat damage. So don't go by what somebody else says as far as the heat. You have to go by your hair. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, this is the finished look of once again. I'm probably gonna wrap it tonight. I may do another video on that. I don't know if I'm gonna wrap it or pin curly. I kind of want it to fall just a little bit more. You know, I'm not a fan of too curly, but it's okay. It's okay. But I also like to not sleep cute, so I think I may wrap it instead of trying to do some pink curls. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.